Morning. Welcome to my bus. Hi, I'm Mark, your bus driver. I drive a school bus, and I'm based out of Ottawa. What else? People ask me, what do I do? Well, between my normal school runs, well, I do charters. What's a charter? Basically, it's a field trip. So, today's field trip, we're going to the Museum of Nature. Oh, this one's a really nice one. They've got fantastic displays. It's been in Ottawa since I was a kid. You know, I went there as a child, and it was a wonderful experience. So this is the map that I printed off. Okay, we're now looking at the Canada Museum of Nature. Notice we have a charter going there. Kind of doctored it up a little bit. So what we're going to do, what I always like to try to do is I like to print up where I'm going. So it just gives me a mental note. Okay, so we're going to go to Control P. Control P. And we'll print this up. Print. Notice we've taken the Queensway to Metcalfe. Okay. And we're going to go a little bit better. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. Alright, we've taken the Queensway. Okay. Queensway down to Metcalfe onto Argyle. Back to Metcalfe. Okay. Here's my printed sheet. Fantastic. Now, what I like to do is I like to park right in front of this statue of a dinosaur. I believe it's a Chasmosaurus, but don't quote me on that because my ability to read is not always the best when it comes to strange dinosaurs. But anyway, here's a picture of our dinosaur. A wonderful looking little fellow with, well, it's a mother with its child. So that's the picture of that. So what I like to do, there is actually the bus waiting zone right here. Space for at least 3 buses. And I can sit here. I usually wait about 15 minutes here, waiting for the teacher to text me. I text her, she texts me back. The bus is parked and shut off. Once I'm told, hey, it's time to go, that's great. I pull out, I turn, I go in front, and I turn in, and this is our picking up zone. Okay, there's maybe space for 3, possibly 4 buses here off the street. So I really don't like to spend a lot of time here because it backs up quickly. So that is the view of the museum from Google Maps, which I do enjoy using because it gives you a good visualization. We turn in, we go around, and we come back here. Actually, we'll go to 2D and see what we're doing here. Here for the wait, turn in, come down, pick up, and then we leave and we come back this way and we head over to McLeod to O'Connor. Once you're on O'Connor, then you can get back to the Queensway. Okay, thank you. Oh, I do have a pretty, smartphone, and it works pretty well. So what I do ahead of time, just before I get to the school or the place I'm going to be picking up at, usually it's at school and sometimes it's not, I check on Google Maps what's my fastest route, okay? Because sometimes traffic is, it's a nightmare. So Oh, speaking of smartphones, if you have a person in charge, usually if it's a school, it's the teacher, don't be afraid to trade your cell phone information. That way you can text them, I'm on my way, or do you want to pick you up early, or, stuff like that. It's kind of important, especially at this museum. There's not a lot of space to park at, but they have a bus zone about 30 seconds away. So what I do is I get to the bus zone, 15 minutes early. I text the teacher, I'm here. Okay, if she's good, she'll notice it. Oh, great. So, I'll be out in 5 minutes. That way, I give it 5 minutes, I zoom out, and I get there, and I'm not in the loading zone for very long. And if you're sitting there in the loading zone, and it's not a big one, you can really, really back everything up. So, you'll see that in the video. This other company, they just sort of jammed everything up, and it doesn't take long to make it bad. So, that's why I suggest, hey, don't be afraid to share your number with a teacher. Tell them you're going to text them, and that way it works out a lot better. You never ever use your phone when you're driving. Make sure the bus is stopped, the parking brake is on, you're in neutral, and you're not even sitting facing forward, because people with cameras, they'll take a picture of you. And they'll say, oh, look, he was texting. If you're sitting like this, there's no way I could be driving. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, enjoy the video. And if you have a chance, visit the Museum of Nature, because it is a wonderful experience. Thank you. Bye. This is the mammoths, statues beside the museum. That is awesome. Okay. Museum of Nature. We saw what happened. You notice that I pulled into the bus zone and waited for my teacher to text me saying, hey, well, I texted her, I'm here, and then she texted back, okay, great, we'll be out in 5 minutes. So I waited for the 5 minutes to elapse, and then I headed over. Noticed the other two buses. They were basically just sitting there. Maybe they didn't plan ahead, I don't know, but it quickly, like, I was able to pick up my kids and then zoom out. So that's one less bus sitting in the way. If you take the time to set up ahead of time, sometimes it's really important to go, all right, here I am and here you are, and up, go, and take off. Because if you're sitting there too long in some of these areas, it becomes a log jam, and it just mushrooms into this big ball of, oh my God, there's 14 buses sitting here. I was at that museum and we had 7 buses and they weren't moving. So you've got to wait for the first one, you got to wait for the second one, and it just quickly gets out of hand. How I do it, I prefer that way of texting while in parked waiting, so that what's the word they use? Turn and burn in trucking. So yeah, that way you're in and out and you're back, back on the road. So that's probably the best. Well, that's the way I do it. You can agree on a time, but so long as you're not there for more than 5 minutes, it makes it so much easier on everybody, rather than sitting there all half an hour waiting for somebody. I'm just trying to make it so that everybody can get this done, So, again, thank you very much for watching the videos. I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you're, taking notes maybe, or at least you're getting a good view of where you're going. Okay? So, I'm Mark, and this is my bus. Bye.